Let's come to an understanding. 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 I said, let's come to an understanding. 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 Let's come to an understanding.
Let's come to an understanding.
We are live. What's up, everybody?
We're back. Welcome to Let's Come to an Understanding. Drew Picklyk here with my co-host Amish Patel. And today our amazing guest, the one and only Cat McCormick, everybody. Round of applause.
Yeah.
How's it going, Cat?
What's up? Good. Hey, watch the language. Watch the language, Cat.
Whoa.
Whoa, coming in.
We want to be inclusive, and you can't come up with nicknames that we can't all say. That's not very inclusive, Cat.
Oh,
okay? We're trying to be very inclusive.
I give you my permission, my express permission to use the D word as often, as much as you need to.
I don't know about that.
Well,
you said the D word.
Listen,
not
the D
for
word
that.
is here. The D word is here.
The D word is here.
is in the building. That's as far as I'll go. That's as far as I'll go, because I'm not taking
I would watch the D word if Drew had his own L word. I would watch it.
Yeah.
I have my own L word.
The D word.
It's a loser. That's what they call me, a loser.
Cat, how you holding up?
Yeah, how's it been?
I'm okay. Good. I've been eating a lot of bread. A lot of bread.
I've been off bread.
Doesn't show.
Been off bread.
Does not show.
So many
who?
carbs.
For me or her?
Either.
Neither. Yeah, nothing's showing here. It's just everyone looks the same as they. I mean, I just quickly scrolled through your Facebook pictures, and I said, just to familiarize myself, you created the Toronto stand-up community. Thank you.
Yeah.
T-Suck, thank you for that. That is it. People are going to think I'm being sarcastic. No, that is incredible work.
Yeah.
No, it's a great resource. It's a great resource, and I just want to say, Kat, some of the best arguments I've ever had in my life have been on T-Suck. So thank you for that.
Oh my God. Well, the thing is, the T-Suck, you can't put suck in there. So obviously, I actually started a group that was kind of like the weird spin-off group of it. It was a lot of drama on Facebook back in the day,
Oh yeah.
Wait, you started T-Suck, or you started the spin-off group to T-Suck?
The original group, and then it got out of control. It was originally called Toronto Stand-Up Friends.
Ooh.
And then,
that was your first mistake, calling them all friends.
Don't say friends.
They're not all friends here.
They're all jerks.
It used to be like a sort of a secret handshake of like, if you let someone in the group, you're kind of responsible for them. Like they're your Padawan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
That's done. That's the difference between friends and community. It's just do whatever the fuck you want. I mean,
anyone's allowed in the community. The community is very wide open. You've been to the community center? Those people aren't my friends at the community center. I got to be honest. I try to stay away from them.
Whenever I have to go to the community center, the first thing I say is, I'm not here to make friends.
Wow.
Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck them all.
Oh, that's great.
They should call it the Circumstance Center. It's more of a circumstance that I happen to be here with you people.
Yeah.
This is a circumstantial center.
How about proximity center? We all live nearby, so we have to hang out. That's it.
I just can't wait to the day when they find like safe ways to expose people to COVID. And they're like, all right, you're on the list. You can get into this orgy and get exposed to the weakest form of the virus.
Predictions. COVID predictions.
Some people were treating it like chicken pox, like at the very beginning. Where people were like, oh yeah, I'm having a COVID party. Come on over. Like, did you ever have that when you were kids? Like someone got chicken pox and would send the kids to that kid's house?
I've heard of this herd immunity.
Send the kid out to get chicken pox, kind of.
Yeah, it's what London did.
Apparently, if you get it when you're older, it's bad.
Isn't that what the UK did? Some countries are like, let's do that chickenpox thing as a country. That's called herd immunity, I think. And a bunch of countries were like, let's just all get it. Who cares? And then they pulled back on it.
Yeah, it doesn't work out so good.
Bolsonaro's doing it right now, I think.
Bolsonaro's doing it with himself. He's not. I don't think he has everyone on board.
He's not getting out in the crowds? I heard he was getting wild in the crowds, man. He was partying.
Did you see this today, Kat? Over 15,000 people in Brazil diagnosed in one single day with COVID.
Wow. They always
Boom.
do it big in Brazil. You know what I mean? They
They try to do it big in Brazil.
They do it
They
big.
do. They do.
Bolsonaro, man.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you get like one of these right-wing
hogwash.
maniacs. Hey, take a country, go wild. And that's what he did, and that's what they get. I think the Americans now, they're going to do a red states only open, and we're going to see a lot of that, I think. I mean, I don't
Kat
wish it
is an
upon
American, by the way. Don't say the Americans to an American. This is an American with us.
No. I would like you to know I am half American.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Still
I was
American.
born in Canada, which means no. I was born in Canada, and as every American kid I met, I moved to America in 1993. Every kid I met.
In what year?
1993. Every kid I met told me I could not be president of the United States because I was not born on American soil.
Boom. The first thing they tell you, for like a month.
Right
Like,
off the gate.
don't think about being president. You're not going to be the president.
How old were you in 93? How old were you in 93 that they're telling you this?
I was 10.
You're 10?
Hey, you'll never be president.
People are like,
Never.
look, it seems like from the way that you play tag, you got some pretty big ambition. So I just want to make a couple things clear up front here. You cannot be executive branch, okay? You could be a senator, you could be a congressman, congresswoman, whatever you like.
No,
but you want the presidential
thing.
seat? No.
I got to America and I commanded respect because I was a brute and a terror on the recess yard because my dad's a hockey player. And
yes.
I was just a steamroller. And there's like that weird year when you're still in grade 5 where you're still kind of allowed to roughhouse, and then they really get down on it later on.
Yeah.
It was a sweet spot.
Kat, I thought you were going to use the D word for a second there, but I guess not, eh? Okay, that's fine.
I looked like Anthony Kiedis at the time, and I had Doc Martens, which I thought were the coolest. Because in Ottawa, when I left, those were the coolest shoes you could have. Everybody was like, "What are your weird clogs? Where are you from? Like, what are your shoes?" I was like, "These are really cool. These are cool shoes."
Yeah.
You were wearing Doc Martens at 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rock and roll, eh? They didn't even know what fashion was. They were just wearing what their parents gave them. They were wearing what their parents gave them, and whenever a foreigner came, they said, "You'll never be the president. Don't even think about it."
But I moved to New Hampshire, right? So they were all wearing like Nantucket white, like polo shirts and shit. Like they were like rich kids.
Weird.
Is that what I always imagine New Hampshire to be like guys who live in the Northeast and like hate the government and like just kind of like.
No, they invented that in New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Guys
New Hampshire's like a lot of libertarians.
The reason why, do you know why New Hampshire gets to vote first in the primaries? It's because they were the first ones to start in the Revolutionary War. They were like shooting everybody. They didn't give a shit. They're the Kentucky of the North, I like to say.
They're rock and roll over there.
Yeah.
They're the what of the North?
Libertarian whack.
Yeah.
Like they don't even truly respect the American government yet because they're like, we started it, we can end it. We don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, I like that attitude. And you went there with you went there with your Doc Martens and you put them in line though.
I did. I brought some Canadian. I grew up with socialized medicine. You know what I mean? So I was roughhousing and everything.
You're doing God's work. First with the T-suck, but then now with this. Teach these idiot Americans. What's the no health?
Well, Kat has a great story. Was it you who told me the story about the biker convention that comes to this one town in New Hampshire every year? I believe you told me that the first time I met you.
The town my mom lives in has one of the biggest motorcycle rallies in the world every summer. So I grew up in this town where every year 1 million to 3 million bikers would show up, and eventually the head of the Hells Angels bought a summer home on the lake.
Of course.
We lived on. And so we were the smallest town to have a branch of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, the federal agency in town. Which meant you couldn't buy cigarettes at the gas station.
You had a branch of the ATF?
Yeah.
You had a branch of the ATF in your town?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had so much methamphetamine coming through town and like hard drugs. I knew so many kids who were fucked up on hard drugs at like 14, 15 because you could get it from bikers. You couldn't get pot but you could get every fucking else thing.
So this is what the libertarian attitude gets you. It just gets you a big old mess.
You didn't have to. When I moved there in 1993, you did not have to wear a seatbelt if you were over 12 years old.
Oh, come on.
And my mother said to us, I don't care what the law says. In my car, if you don't wear a seatbelt, you're not coming. Like, that's it. But we were like, but the law, it says it's legal. Because they're like, if you're dumb enough
if you're over 12?
You don't have to wear a helmet when you're on a motorcycle there. That's
Yep.
why the motorcycle rally is there.
So libertarian, man. Oh yeah, they want to look sexy in their
cool.
They want to look sexy in their motorcycle. It is actually very cool. The no helmet motorcycle. They want to look sexy,
Well,
dude.
You know
I do
how
like
many
that
women
New Hampshire.
would go through the ER after getting thrown off a bike wearing nothing but a bikini? Like every summer, Skin Graft City.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wait, a
once
bikini?
every couple of years, somebody goes right off this one off ramp. You have to slow down to 10 miles an hour because it's a perfect U-turn.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a big fire pond. And every couple of years, someone goes right in and dies.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
So wait, how many bikers take over the town when they do their convention?
Upwards of 1 million. And then another.
Really?
Yeah, and
No.
then a bunch more people who come who are just tourists who aren't on bikes.
Wow, that's
What,
exciting.
what do they want to do there? Why would the tourists come at that time?
Because they're coming for the bike week. It's a big rally. So even people who don't have bikes go and party and like, it's crazy.
Oh, they want to check it out. That sounds like it's like terrifying. Was it terrifying growing up around it?
Yeah, as a teenager, I like accidentally like took a joint from a Hell's Angel, and my friends were like, "Oh, don't smoke their weed. Don't smoke their weed."
Oh God, you don't know what's in it. It sounds like a Trump rally. Because I have seen hot young people just be like, "Trump rallies rock and roll, dude. Let's go." But it's like it's a party, but then there's fucked up shit too.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that there's here who aren't super ultra conservative, but they're just like, even if they are liberal leaning at all, they don't get into it with people because there are so many people who are like more libertarian leaning or right wing. And people in New Hampshire, especially the old ones, the demographic of the people you're looking at, it's, you know, mostly a lot of, you know, old Vietnam veterans who have been, you know, completely fucked over time and time again every which way. And then their kids, you know what I mean? Like,
traumatized by war, traumatized by the American military industrial complex, making their people crazy. I mean, it's great that you're down there. You're doing God's work. You got to teach these idiots. I don't know what they're going to go bankrupt with these wars. They're done.
Amish is an American. He's Ameriphobic. You know, I love the Americans.
No, I love the Americans.
Well, you know, it's funny because when I first met you, Drew, I was like, "Are you American?" And you were like, "No."
He just has a New York accent, right? He just has like a.
I'd like to be an American. I have no problem becoming an American one day. Although the taxation, listen, that's the only libertarian streak with Canada. You can tax me, but I don't want no double dipping. Okay, Yankee, go home. But, you know, other than that, I like to visit. I like to hang out. It's a good time.
They barely charge tax anyway.
Don't touch my money 2 times. You know what I mean? Don't touch my money 2 times. I'm okay.
True.
Touch it once. All right, Ontario, we're good.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
You have to turn in your passport and pledge an oath to the United States.
Yeah, Mr. No Tax.
No, you can have dual.
Do it?
I do a dual.
Yeah.
I do a dual, but I don't. No, but I don't like the. Huh?
They barely do that anymore.
No, Drew's been trying to get his American citizenship.
Forget it. I'm out. I thought they did a dual thing. If there's no dual, then I don't.
If there's no dual, can you stop? This guy's been stumping for Joe Biden. How do you feel about Joe Biden, Cat?
Okay, I haven't been stumping for Joe Biden.
You've been stumping for Joe Biden. And also any Elizabeth Warren stuff, he's like, no, she's great. She did what she had to do. Come on, what are we? Where are you at on this? Can we get into the politics with you? What are you
trying to sell me? You're trying to sell me down the river.
We can get into whatever you want.
So did you see? What did you think of Warren? The way she played Bernie. We can start with that. What did you think of that?
I mean, I gotta say, if that was the aim she was intending for, slam dunk. You know what I mean? Like she nailed it. If that was her intention.
Her whole presidential campaign was about thwarting Bernard Sanders from getting the nom.
Okay, but here's the thing, okay? She makes up this thing of like Bernie Sanders 2 years ago said that a woman could never be president. It kind of backfired on her. And then she kind of admitted it, but the way she admitted it was like, I was trying to raise the conversation, Bernie, you idiot. What the hell is your problem? Like, she's like, fuck you to Bernie still, I think. Right? I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, if she really did run that as the longest con of all time to dunk on Bernie, like, I like her even more than I already do. You know what I mean?
Are you not a fan of Bernie? Are you not a Bernie
fan of Bernie? Not a Bernie fan?
It's not that I'm not a Bernie fan. I'm not a fan of Bernie fans. And that is something I will say, when I was living in LA during the last election, even then it was nuts. Because the thing about Bernie fans, especially the younger ones, is, do you know how hard I rode for fucking Ralph Nader? Do you know? Like, that guy was my guy. I loved him. But
back in 2000,
when you're looking at American politics, you cannot have a Bernie Sanders as a president. It's never going to happen. You're never going to see it. You're never going to have a Ralph Nader. You're never going to have a Warren. Someone even as left as Warren is not going to make it. They're just never going to. It's not.
Well, do you think
anybody who is in charge right now to push any of the agenda any way left?
But should they not try to fight it? Because then over the years, maybe it'll switch back. I actually think Biden losing might be a good thing. Maybe they'll learn and be like, okay, maybe we should.
Biden losing will not be a good thing. I think
it'll force the Democrats to finally be like, okay, well, this isn't working. Maybe we should listen to our base.
Like last time when Hillary lost?
Yeah, I think they did the same thing last time, and they're doing it again.
What makes you think it's going to work this time?
But do you remember when Al Gore should have been the president and then he just wasn't?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I lived in West Palm Beach County during that election.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Palm Beach County.
He's soft, right?
In Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, that whole time we were like,
wait.
Didn't
Kat, were you retired in the year 2000? Did you retire in the year 2000?
I know.
I went to Boca Raton. Yeah, it was me and everybody's elderly Jewish grandparents, like at a school that Donald Trump tried to get them to name the business school, the Donald Trump School of Business. And their business program was so good at the time, they were like, we can't afford to put his name on it, no matter how much money.
Did he want to call it Trump University? Because that exists, Trump University.
No, but that's why
it was a high school.
That's why they didn't want to name that business school after him, because at that point he was not a political candidate at all, but he was just associated with a lot of failed enterprises.
Yeah, MLM schemes.
You know, it is kind of.
I went to Trump University.
It was a time.
It's a real estate course. I went. I just did a podcast about it on this other guy's scam channel.
Of course you did.
No, because my dad.
Of course you did.
Because my dad. No, I didn't know. Hey,
instead of the
I'm
diploma,
Hindu. I'm the real
hat.
cowboy. Okay, I'm not eating these cows.
You're on vacation in Phoenix.
I like. You know what? I'm taking the cowboy back for the Hindus. Okay.
Oh, okay.
For the Hindu, I mean, we're not riding on them. We're not eating them. We're the real cowboys.
Wait, Amish, have you trademarked that? You should trademark that. Cowboys for the Hindus.
The Hindus are the real cowboys. I'll say it right now. Yeah,
they are.
I've done that. I've done that in India. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I went to Trump University.
What did you do in India?
Oh, I went to school there for 2 years, and I did hug cows when I was there.
Oh, you hugged
Amish has some traumatizing stories of his high school in India. I don't know, high school in Florida versus high school in India, which is worse? I don't know. They're probably both pretty up there.
No, I was in New Hampshire. I was in New Hampshire, which is the Kentucky of the North.
Right, but you went down.
So then, why did you go? Why were you in Boca then? Yeah, what made you go down to Boca?
For college, you went down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so when you were down there, Al Gore is like. Why didn't he fight that more? Like he just felt like he was like,
they took it to the Supreme Court. That's all you can do.
No, I thought Al Gore had the chance to get another recount, and he just said, "I'll let them have it."
No, because it was decided. It ended up the whole election ended up getting decided by the Supreme Court, basically.
Yeah,
and then months later they counted them, and they said Al Gore won.
Yeah,
but it was too late.
Too bad.
Too bad. Yeah.
Shoulda. So wait, What do you think? What do you think of this whole Obamagate that's going on in the press this week? Then,
I honestly can't. It's like, it's so frustrating because it's like every single time I hear about anything he's done since the day he announced he was running for president, I cannot be more appalled. And then the next day comes and something else happens, and it's just like, it feels bad to say, but like I have people in my life who like are Trump supporters, and they're like kind of weirdly closeted about it, and I'm like, haha, it's your term, bitches, to be in the closet. Because they're like secretive about it. But the thing is, like, people just want to reinforce the same idea over and over again that they're winning at something, right?
Right.
And all he has to do is go after the easiest target, which is someone he's not even running against or ever. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I see it as a total
Michael
deflection.
Flynn working for him?
No, I'm just saying, like, Trump always brings things back to Obama. It's not like, it doesn't even make sense, because at the time when he was running, it made sense. But it's more personal and deeply psychotic than that for him, I think.
Oh, you don't think that Obama released this himself, though? It seems like Obama just leaked this himself about Michael Flynn.
Why would Obama release it himself?
Because according to the Glenn Greenwald, the Glenn Greenwald thing is saying that Obama might be implicated in some fucked up shit. I mean, this is what The Hill is saying too. So it's like Crystal and Sagar are saying this, and same with Glenn Greenwald, are basically saying that Obama's coming out with this cheap, like, oh God, we have to prosecute Michael Flynn. But really, it's like a personal beef. And actually, part of the beef was that Michael Flynn didn't like the drone strikes. Michael Flynn was telling Obama, like, hey, these drone strikes don't really work. And Obama was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm just going to do them and stop complaining about it. Now, Michael Flynn didn't want to do them because he wanted to catch people and torture them. He's a piece of shit in his own way. But at the end of the day,
style.
He had his own style. He wanted to. He was like, you're killing 9 out of 10 people they killed with a drone strike were they didn't know who they were. But
he thought Donald, like, Obama was showing up to the steakhouse in a T-shirt. That's pretty much his thing. And he says
he thought it was sloppy. He was, and him and Obama have beef forever, and that's what Greenwald is saying, that Obama's just bringing it up because he might be implicated in some weird shit. I don't know.
Okay, well, give it.
Are you guys? Hold on. Quick question. Are you guys QAnon?
No.
No. God,
they're crazy. QAnon, like, you know what? Like
On some days, I think Amish might be, actually.
No. I'm zero conspiracy theory. Hey, man, the real stories are like conspiracies. Like, they're real. Every time you look into a real story, that's why I'm not into conspiracy theories, because it's like, if you just look into a real story.
Here's the thing. If you go on the Obamagate hashtag, at least as of an hour ago when I went on it, it was like a lot of people mostly just complaining about chemtrails in their pictures of chemtrails, like pictures of airplanes in the sky. And I'm like, wait, how deep does this go? I don't even understand. And I tried to read it, like any sequential listing of what happened and why anyone is still talking about this as if it's a real thing and not just this weird, like.
I think these conspiracy theories have served Trump so well and served the right wing so well, especially, like, I've just been watching a lot of these Roger Ailes documentaries. They get so much out of it that I think the left is like, let's get in on some of this.
Big
I'm not a fan of Roger Ailes.
But the thing is, the right wing people who are sensible, and I mean this, I believe, like, there are people who look at all this stuff with an eye towards what is legitimately, like, the best thing for the rule of law, for the country, for the Constitution. Like, I think there are people who genuinely have that in their beliefs. Those people, I think, are horrified by that wing of the right wing, because they don't have control over it. They can kind of jab at it like a bunch of eels, but they can't get it because they're always wiggling around. And it's like, sometimes it works for their favor, and sometimes it bites them in the ass, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
What was the last time? Think about it. What was the last time we heard the word "gate" at the end of something?
Russiagate.
No.
And that was a conspiracy too.
No. What else?
Watergate.
No. More recently than that.
Watergate.
En français, s'il vous plaît. It was Pizzagate.
Right.
Pizzagate was before Russiagate. Yeah.
Pizzagate.
But was
there
it?
was
Is
thought-
Russia Gate not a gate? Like, I mean, Russia Gate turned out
No,
to
it
be
was
nothing.
it was Russiagate, yeah. But then now they're saying Obamagate. But the reason I think Obamagate. Listen, I don't think anything happens on accident, and I think that you see Trump talking about Obama now as coronavirus is like still like a huge thing. It's just a deflection. It's another way for him to deflect
It's a huge,
off
it's
of
a
what a
huge
bad
deflection.
job he's doing.
It's just, and the only target he can consistently nail every time is the biggest target that's the side of a fucking barn wall. And he's always going to go after it because that's what people want. People miss when Obama was the president because they could run around being racist hillbillies and they felt really justified in it and they felt like they were. And now when they have their guy in power and he's still just like not doing anything that's any different than what
So you
they
guys
would
think
expect.
Obama?
So he leaked the Obama thing? Not who leaked it, or did anyone leak it, or what was then? Yeah, because Greenwald is saying that it was actually put out by Biden or Obama, but I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly who leaked it. But
Hazy on the facts there.
Hazy on the facts on that one. But Greenwald is definitely on the other side. I mean, he's definitely saying that Obama is guilty of, not guilty, but like just trying to like divert.
Well, no, the implication with Obamagate is that the outgoing presidency was going to be spying on the incoming presidency, and that if it's in fact credible, that's a huge issue for the Constitution and for the country, which it is, sure. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. If you're trying to like undermine the incoming,
I think it's something is that small, and Obama's trying to be like, okay, get off my back. Like this guy's fucked up. Maybe, I don't know. It is hard to tell, and it does.
But for me, the timing of all this is too suspicious for me to take it seriously. Honestly, like I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
I think the whole thing is truly the weird. The right wing needed a hype beast issue, and that's what this is.
Okay,
They wanted to get everybody riled up to stop talking about COVID and stop talking about how armed white militiamen are just walking into government buildings with guns.
Yeah.
They're like, let's redirect all our energy into hating Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama. The Roger Ailes documentary, there like so much of that shit he just made up behind the scenes and was like laughing at people for getting mad about it. But I remember there's one.
Was he behind Hussein?
He was behind Hussein. Roger Ailes
Obama
is the genius behind Hussein. He heard it once, and then he just in the show that he just picks up the phone and goes, "From now on, just call him Hussein. Be respectful. It's like Martin Luther King, Barack Hussein Obama. Don't drop the Hussein anymore." So he like
whenever I'm driving in the States and I turn on some AM conservative radio, the guys calling in love to hit that Hussein. They love to hit that Hussein. They drop Barack and then just go straight Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
And this brings it, I think, again, this Obamagate situation brings, in my mind, directly back to the whole birtherism, you know, this illegitimate president that people thought was, you know, coming to take their babies in the night. And it's a really good way to
get
fan the flames in the direction of getting this guy a second term, which everybody is like, well, he's fumbled his whole way through one term. We might as well give him another one to do it again, I guess.
So what do you think? Do you like
America? They love incumbency.
Really? I thought they only put the losers during the middle ones. I thought they because when John Kerry was running against George W. Bush, they made it seem like this is the like when someone's in office, you just keep them. Or you're saying that you're like people love
incumbency.
She says they love incumbency.
That's why there's people who have been sitting in Congress for their entire adult lives because you can't lose. They can't lose. No matter
you can't lose once you're already in. And like they and George W. Bush did this where he's like, don't change a horse in the middle of a race. Trump's going to play that card heavy, and that's why I do think Biden is a loser candidate in the sense that if you're going in between on the Democratic side, this is like the loser round. That's what they said about John Kerry too. It's like this is a loser in between round. We know no one good is going to go in the middle because they're going to lose and it makes them look like dumb. So they just wait till the end. That's what I've heard anyway.
Well, what do
I'm
you?
never happy with a Democratic candidate that they've put up, like for the presidential spot. It's yet to happen, and I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30. So I'm like, after
Obama?
all this
You didn't like Obama in 08?
Even going back to
no,
Obama,
I mean,
Clinton?
Obama's the exception, but Obama also, once he was in office,
Let you down? Broke your heart a little bit?
Yeah, all of us.
well, it just felt like there were so many things that were. It was like he was trying to dodge lasers
Yeah.
constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and I just spent the whole time he was in office being like, "Please just get out of office. I want Michelle to be okay. I want her safe. I want her to have her own career without you."
Yeah, I mean,
She's got her Netflix show now.
She's got
her
her- yeah.
Netflix thing just dropped. So
Chinese Factory too.
got
They
that.
produced
You
that.
got
I
Mish
think
on that.
the Obamas produced
American Factory. Yeah.
American Factory. Sorry, great documentary, and like
Chinese virus. It's Chinese virus. American Factory. You have them mixed up.
But I do love Democrats. The best thing for them is to get out of office because they're good, rational people. They come out. You look at George W. Bush. He's doing kids paintings. But you go back to Jimmy Carter, and the Democrats very productive because they're intelligent people. They come.
Yeah, like Bill Clinton. Once he got out of office, he was so productive and doing such great things. Yeah,
the Clinton
with
Foundation.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, okay, fine. But hey, Bill Gates might be implicated in that too. There's like so many people on that.
The fucking monarchy.
The monarchy, yeah. That goes.
Prince Andrew. Come on,
Yeah.
it goes straight to the top.
It goes right to the top. I mean, but also besides Epstein, Bill Clinton, like
But
the
hey,
whole time he was in office.
Besides that one blemish on his like post-presidential record, Bill Clinton, great great outside of that, right? Outside of that one little thing with the whole.
No.
Epstein
I was
thing,
actually going to say that the whole time he was in office, every time he cheated on his wife, they sold him as like he's just such a smooth player that everyone wants to bang him. And then now it's like no, he's just been raping everyone the whole time. Like I guess I didn't know, but
did you guys watch the Daryl Hammond documentary? And
No, I didn't.
No, tell me.
I
I'll
heard
watch
about
it.
So it's fucked because basically he's been a shit show his whole he's been a disaster on every level. He's had so much rough
Clinton?
things in his life, and basically
Daryl
Warren
Hammond.
Michaels just constantly but he played Clinton and he played George W. Bush, and I feel like people loved his impersonation of those people more than they actually liked actual Bill Clinton.
Well,
Yeah.
So my favorite Bill Clinton documentary, I think it's called War Room, and it's all about just them trying to make him the president. It's Carville as the head of
James Carville.
With James Carville, great documentary. Have you seen it?
And George Stephanopoulos.
George Stephanopoulos is in there too, and they're just like, man, he's so good. It's like he just keeps cheating on his wife to make up problems for himself, because otherwise we would just have this. But every like couple weeks they'd be like calling someone, be like, hey, don't go to the press, we'll sue you, we'll ruin your life. Like Stephanopoulos is on the phone with people like that, and like that was
the
his
Good Morning America guy. Mr. Good Morning America.
yeah. yeah Stephanopoulos' big career now, but he started on that.
So
Bill
what did you do
Clinton
before you woke up America? Well, you used to threaten, harass people over the phone.
Dude, he would, he'd just call him up and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, really, is this what you want your life to be?
You know what? The dream of being a political fixer is a pretty widespread and common one, I think. I think if you could just call and make threats and make things happen, like on big, powerful levels. Like, imagine how rock hard Jared Kushner wakes up every day just knowing he can decide if people live or die. Like, that's power.
I'm sure he loves it.
He's rock hard, and it has nothing to do with what's her name? It's nothing to do with her. It's just like, I could ruin people today. Man, his documentary is vicious too. Like all his real estate holdings. The second season of that Money documentary came out, and he's like the bad guy. I mean, it's terrible, man. He is like screwing people on such a like nickel and diming level. Like people are like, he sent me a bill, like a $50 bill to fix a toilet. It's Kushner Industries, man. Can you just pay for the guy's toilet? Like he won't pay for anything in his apartment buildings.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I just love that he's managed to land the spot of like what in the past would be like the most trusted person in government who's taking care of everything, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's never done anything.
Listen, I respect the guy because he knows how to marry. All right, he married right. All right?
They look at it like that.
If there's anything millennials can learn from Jared Kushner, it's you got to marry right. I'm sorry.
You got to marry right. In this
economy,
economy,
the economy's
economy's dead.
Student debt.
Find someone with money.
With a lot of student debt, but he said no. Ivana Trump. That's who I want.
That is a very smart political move on his part. Guys, we have 3 minutes left on this recording. Kat, Zoom cuts us off, but we're just going to start right back up.
We'll send it back. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got to restart it.
We edit them together.
We'll just edit them together. Do you want to say anything?
How long of a cut is it in between?
It'll download. Okay, because I just want to keep both of the files, so it'll take like 5 minutes to download this, and I'll call you right back.
5 minutes.
And then we'll just restart like this.
5 minutes, you're going to call me again?
Yeah.
We'll send you another link.
We'll just send you another link in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette.
Take a break. Hey, have a wine. Okay. We always say, go get yourself a wine.
Yeah. Go take something from the fridge. Take whatever you want.
Have a drink. Okay, great.
Do you have orange soda? Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. We are live back after the break with Cat McCormick. Cat, what's up?
Hi.
So, Cat, we were just talking to Amish. Amish is trying to get his TikTok, fully expanded. Do you think TikTok is the future of stand-up comedy? Is that where we're all going to have to go after this?
I think if your main audience that you're trying to reach is 8-year-olds, then yes, TikTok is the way to go.
Yeah, no.
Well, you've seen the content of this show. It is 8-year-olds. You know what I mean? We want to indoctrinate.
Because
on our side politically.
Well, we haven't even talked about but Drew, we haven't even talked about the Black Israelites yet.
Well, you know what? They actually.
What are the kids coming for?
I write on children's television,
I'm a little afraid to talk about them now. They sent me a sternly worded letter of pretty much all the lines of keep our name out of your mouth. So I have all quarantine. You know, some people will give up something for Lent. For quarantine, I've given up the Black Israelites. I've stopped.
Some of your strongest material that
is
I've
Black
ever
Israelite.
seen.
Yeah.
That is true.
I don't think they're going to forgive you, Drew. I don't think they're going to forgive you that easy, but
I wouldn't expect them to forgive me. I just don't want them to come after me. That's it. I can be on their bad list. Just please leave me alone. That's where I stand.
They are quite entertaining. If you go to Dundas Square, now there's a competing. They have the Black Israelites, but then they also have like this. There was like this crew that was like, we are terrorists. America is garbage, and we are going to blow up America. We did 9/11, and we're going to do it again. They're just there. There's like 5 of them. And just every now and then I go in and see them.
They say that openly. They say, we are terrorists.
And they videotape it. I'm like, you're videotaping.
A little bit about us. We're terrorists.
Yeah.
We want to
topple the American empire. They're wrong. We're with the terrorists. 9/11 was good. Like, just wild.
But were either of you
That's pretty spicy.
Were either of you in Vancouver like 10 years ago when there was all these booths downtown for like 9/11 truthers?
Yeah. No,
like they had like a big printing budget. Like they had booths and tables set up about like.
Was this like something the city of Vancouver did as like a thing to get people out of the house and like?
I literally just went there.
Experience culture.
And it was like there was a period of time where certain cities you would go to and there'd just be in the city farmers market like a 9/11 truther.
Oh yeah, no, they were hot. They were hot in the conspiracy game. They came up, and right now, flat earthers took it, and that's it. Flat Earth is flat, and QAnon is almost like there's almost like too much facts in QAnon to be fully like that crazy level of like a flat Earth. I guess QAnon is like 9/11 conspiracy theories. Like it's like half of it's information, and then half of it's just wild shit, crazy.
Well, I like. Go ahead, Kat.
I was just going to say, I feel like the people who dive really hard into conspiracy, it's irresistible in a way that like, they just want, you know what I mean? They just want, they know the truth is out there.
Mm-hmm.
I respect people who do it in retirement because it's like some people do golf, some people do tennis.
Yeah.
If you don't have that kind of retirement plan, you know what I mean? You got to do QAnon. That's really your.
Well,
those are your twilight years.
You can do like a Muslims are coming conspiracies because I know some old
Those
Indian.
are also
Hindu
fun.
men, they do like the Muslims are paying the sons to convert Hindu girls and marry. Like there's that whole conspiracy. No, retirement conspiracy is a different game. It's very interesting.
You got to. What else are you gonna do? You got to lean in.
It always gets religious.
Sandberg, you got to lean in.
Yeah.
If you want to be like Sheryl Sandberg, you gotta lean in.
Gotta lean in.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but it is really depressing with the conspiracy theories because I know a couple. Like I know a girl who dated a guy and he was getting deeper and deeper into it, and she loved him, but she would have to tell us like, hey, so we're getting together at this dinner thing. Do not bring up 9/11. Do not bring up this. Do not bring up. You know he's gonna go crazy.
Ixnay on the Oklahoma City
Yeah, exactly. They get wild. I remember I was doing I was acting in a Ubisoft like in a video game, and this other guy, he was like this stunt like the main guy, and he's just reading these books.
You were acting in a video game?
Yeah, that's a thing. You can act in it. It's like
What video game?
Okay,
what video game?
They didn't have my
Who
face
did you
on
play?
it. I played
motion
thousands
graphics, right?
it's motion graphics. So it's basically like you put on this suit with balls all over it, and they catch you.
There's no lines.
And then they flew in a crew from France to direct us. And this guy from France was like, okay, you have so much intensity, and you are attacking them. They made like a gun for us, and he's like, run. So it was like fun. It was like drills. It was like army drills. Like we're running back and forth inside of this space, and then we're shooting at stuff. And I think it was Rainbow Six. It was like some game, but my face wasn't in it. But other actors, but it was Union. I don't want anyone to think of that.
It was Union.
I love that you think like, oh, his face wasn't in it. It must not have been a Union job, huh? They didn't want to put his face in.
No, the face people were famous.
Must not have been a union.
Can I say, speaking of non-union, my best non-union work to date, I was sorry, I keep bouncing this. I was background on season 1 of The Handmaid's Tale.
Sick.
Oh,
I was a Martha.
Amazing.
That's amazing. I did an episode, but they cut me out. I had lines and everything.
Oh, which on season 1?
I'm on the DVD. I would think it's season 2. We were and it was great. And I go there on dates. But we shot it inside of the hotel that's in front of Union Station.
You bring your dates to The Handmaid's Tale? Wait, you bring your dates to The Handmaid's Tale?
Settle down, Drew. Don't turn this into an attack. Drew, don't sully this into an attack.
He's like, I need to bring up the fact that I did this job.
Look, man, I brought it up naturally, and it was such a good hit that it's like, where are we gonna go? Get a drink? Why don't we get a drink in this hotel where I shot? And it was the one across from from Union Station. Might as well get a drink there. It's a little overpriced. It's like $12 for a drink. It's crazy. But
at the Fairmount Royal York.
At the Fairmount Royal York, but I take my own. So that's another option. It's something, just dating tips.
What do you mean? You bring your own alcohol to the hotel bar and you go?
No, not at the hotel bar. Just hang out at the hotel.
Hold on. Are you guys pickup artists? Are you guys QAnon pickup artists?
QAnon pickup artists. No,
I'm getting scared. I don't know.
I acted in The Handmaid's Tale, and I don't know if I'm in the episode. I don't know. I can't find the episode.
Cat, you hit the nail on the head.
No,
most people can't tell us about him.
I was acting in The Handmaid's Tale.
But yes, he is a QAnon pickup artist. 100%.
Drew, stop
the QAnon pick. That's the title of this episode. The QAnon pickup artist.
It's the hat.
The QAnon pickup artist.
I told you this hat belongs to the Hindus. We're the real cowboys. If there's a conspiracy, I believe in it. It's an attack on the Hindus taking our cowboy hat away from us. But anyway, I digress.
Most importantly, you were in The Handmaid's Tale, but ended very sadly on the cutting room floor, as I always do in everything I've ever shot.
Hey, that's the game.
But not this time, right, Kat? You were an extra. Can you point yourself out in one of the scenes?
I was non-union extra, so they literally all my shots were like from behind.
But we know.
Hey, but can you point at like that's the back of my head?
Well, the scenes that I'm in, there was one day where I had to cross paths with Alexis Bledel and what's her name, Elizabeth Moss, like a million times when we were shooting this. It was like a big crowd scene. So like the girl that I was paired up with, who's also a Martha, she and I were just like obsessed. Like we just had to cross their path like a million times, but like you know, you're not supposed to eyeball the talent, right? And when you're
You
non-union,
never eyeball the talent.
I had to drink instant coffee. They made me drink instant coffee, and there was a giant urn of coffee for the union extras right next to it.
They're so
and I
shitty
was
to the
like,
extras.
wow.
I know. They're so shitty to extras, dude.
Because they have to give us
what?
percentage of the jobs to local people. And at the time I was living in the area, and it was Cambridge, right? So they were shooting down by the canal, and it was freezing, and they had to tape heat packs all over our bodies and like keep us in warming vans.
Yeah, it was cold when I shot too. It was freezing.
It's fucked.
But extras aren't even allowed to eat until talent and everyone else eats. So even I remember one time I was on set, and there was like 20 of us shooting a Budweiser commercial. Like nobody cares, but we were actors. I was acting with this girl, and then the extras were behind us, but they were even telling us like, you know, we're extras in this, but we do acting work, and I'm a director, whatever. And then the girl that was an actor with me, she looks at the director and says, hey, aren't the extras supposed to eat after us? How come they're eating? And she got him kicked out of line.
A lady on a different set, not the Handmaid's Tale, but a lady on a different set.
That's insane. That is insane.
Another Canadian show was telling me how she was working as like a non-union some kind of assistant, and basically was like supposed to be there, you know, but like not get too involved. And she had one of her jobs was to tell all the non-union extras that they weren't even allowed to eat their own snacks they brought from home.
Yeah.
Lest people think that they were eating first. The pecking order is intense.
They're so crazy. They're so mean to extras. They're so mean to them. And if the director talks to them, they have to pay them more.
Yeah.
They should just go full on.
Also, people will sneak
so that
people will their way from being like a on-camera extra as to being on-screen talent by like on shows where somebody wants to like fuck around and improvise, like the lead talent. If they start talking to you and you talk back and that ends up in the episode, you get your
boom.
Or if you get the director to talk to you. If you get the director to talk to you, then I've seen some of them be like, hey, director's talking to me. Hey, bump it. And they're like, no. Nobody saw that.
It's like getting like a foul in basketball. It's like, did you see that? Did you see that? Yellow card.
Dude, that's exactly. They are always
Pull
trying
back the tape.
Yeah, extras,
you know what though? If they're making them eat after the talent, they should just like have them eat off the plates. Like they should just really go full on degrading.
Dude,
and
this
just
girl
be like,
so mean.
you can have the crust. It's like they don't eat their crust, and there's a bit of dipping sauce left over there. So if you want,
I just always make friends with somebody right away who is ACTRA and who's really attractive, and then I just stick by their side and they'll just hand me whatever they want, because nobody is going to stop someone who's really cute.
I was just on that vampire
Cat,
show.
have you seen that movie Parasite? You're making me think of that movie Parasite a little bit.
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
I gotta watch that.
I wanted to see it in theaters.
Amish.
I wanted to see it in theaters, but then
that and the other quarantine one, they're both like trending on Netflix right now, or they were maybe a week ago. Quarantine and the other one, and not quarantine, pandemic.
Not Contagion. Parasite.
I watched Contagion. That was like the first full movie I watched in quarantine, and I also watched Midsommar. Did you guys see that one?
No, is it good?
I haven't seen it. No.
It's a nightmare. It's so terrifying. It's
Midsommar. It's like Midsommar.
It's so fucked. I hate it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay. So this is a non-recommendation.
It's trippy. It's cool and trippy, but it's like dark and fucked up.
Midsommar. Okay, can't wait. I'm gonna check that out. I just acted on this vampire show, and I was like improvising lines. It was the one with What We Do in the Dark. What We Do in the Shadows. No, I think it's the guys from the guys. That's it. Jermaine Clement wrote it, and he came during the episode too. But the guy from Flight of the Conchords, but. We were doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I've gotten so many acting gigs like this where I'm the I don't do I'm the one who's like one before the extras. Like even when we were on this Budweiser commercial and the girl's complaining, she taught me the phrase this is a glorified extra role. Like she was mad that we were getting paid $5,000 for the day to just stand there and be like, oh, this Budweiser party. It's like $5,000. She's like, this is a glorified extra role.
The first time I ever worked background, someone said to me, just so we're clear, understand this. When you're background and you're non-union, you are a flesh prop.
Yeah. And she even
Who
treated
said
them
that
like
to you? Did they say that to you as a way of like know your place?
Yeah. They were like,
oh
you're
God.
basically a mannequin made out of meat, Taz.
Yeah, no, and I was very
Oh
excited
my God.
about, because I got to yell at them, so I really made sure to be like, hey, extra, don't stand near me. I was being, no, I didn't do that. I'm just kidding. It was cool. It was a great
You went
set.
full caste system. You went
I
full
went full
caste
caste
system.
system.
Hey?
I got very Hindu for a second. I got very
You became the
caste-
cowboy. You became the cowboy.
I feel like we should get back to the election, though, eh?
Well, Kat, we wanted to ask you. Yeah, wait. Well, not the election, but VP picks. What do you think's going to
VP
happen
picks.
here? Do you think it's Kamala? Do you think it's Klobuchar? You think it's Warren?
I
Who do you
don't
like?
care. They're
don't
all.
care.
I don't care. I don't.
What did you think when he was like, it's gonna be a woman? That was his whole thing to Bernie, being like, I'm gonna out progressive you right now. I'm the woke Biden. Whoop, whoop. It's gonna be a woman. My VP, it's gonna be a woman. Your move, Bernard. What do you think?
We good? He said that, yeah.
Yeah, we good?
What could he? I mean, at this point, what do you think he's actually gonna do?
Kamala
Biden?
Harris?
Biden.
That's what we're saying?
We're talking about Biden.
You think it's gonna be? So do you think Biden's gonna drop out? There's some people saying he might drop out. Do you think that he's gonna do that? I don't see it happen, but some people on the podcast might have speculated.
I'm pretty
Others
sure
on the
that
podcast might have
he
speculated.
hasn't actually appeared in the flesh since January. I'm pretty sure that he has been replaced with like a deep fake.
Whoa.
Okay, so now we're getting a little QAnon-y. Okay, so
we're getting the QAnon
asking
theories
us
coming
to test
in.
the waters.
How does
You're trying to
Tara
be
Reid play into this?
Am I in a safe space? Is this a QAnon safe space for me? Can I come out with how I really feel?
Right.
You know, I think it's like, what are we going to censor people from their true heartfelt beliefs?
Hey, if your beliefs is QAnon, then bring it. Let's hear it.
Not while liberty still reigns. I'll tell you that much.
No way.
Not on this podcast.
No
Not
way.
on this podcast.
We talk about everything.
I feel like the thing about presidential politics at this point, because it's been going on for so long, this race, and it's just like everybody fucking stabbing, like cutting each other down. It's like they're doing the work.
It's very exciting.
No, they've done the work.
This is what I meant about Warren and like this beef. Like, what did she win? I mean, even last time, Drew, you were saying that Warren, you're justifying her actions as like, these are political moves. You got to play to win. And I'm saying
I wasn't justifying. I'm saying I'm not surprised. I said I wasn't surprised.
Okay,
like, Kat had a point though. Kat had a point. Let Kat finish her point.
Well, no, the point is like at this point, I'm not convinced that Biden is still alive.
Really?
Yeah. Like I don't think I think you're going to see him come back in and you're going to be like, who is actually there? We can't prove it because of social distancing rules.
I gotta be honest.
You're never going to actually see him again.
I gotta be honest though, if he's not alive, the person they have doing these TV interviews is still just as slow. Like at least hire.
Yeah, like if they're gonna make a fake.
They're hiring an extra. They should get union. They need union.
They don't. The technology's no good yet.
But have you watched Westworld? Like they can do crazy shit.
Yep.
So just think about it.
I've seen Westworld and like the deepfakes are getting really good. Deepfakes are getting really good.
See.
If they're gonna fake someone, you think they'd fake someone smarter, but maybe they're keeping the standards low. Maybe they're just.
Let's see how deep these fakes go.
Let's see if he's really a deep fake, though. I mean, that's.
If that gets out there and becomes a real thing, I want credit. Full credit. For that.
You get credit. Full credit. For sure, you get credit. Yeah, but if he's not,
I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. So you can have it. You can.
It's like I want people to associate deepfake Biden with me. I want people to know that I started T-Suck.
Yes, and I want people to know that right here on Let's Come to an Understanding podcast, this is the first place where someone dropped Biden is a deepfake conspiracy theory. We said it here. It's recording. I can see it, and I'm very proud of that. I'm happy that we have that.
I think this is actually. We're probably going to clip this. We're probably going to clip this, and it's going to be.
Biden's a deep fake.
It's going to go viral.
Exclusive.
Oh no, I don't want to go viral. Do you know how scary it is as a queer to be viral? It's like so stressful. Like I need to get Botox before it happens.
No, but Kat, you have to remember, you won't be known as a queer who's gone viral. You'll be known as the Biden deepfake girl. Okay, and that's huge.
That's huge. It's a big credit. It's a big credit.
What am I?
Everyone's a girl. You're either a lady or a girl. You're either a lady or a girl when you're a meme.
It's like
you got to choose.
I'm gonna be the Caitlyn Bennett of like leftist, socialist, queer, conspiracy, QAnon folks with an X.
Yeah.
I know. I heard the X. I heard the X. Did you hear the X?
Yeah.
I heard the X.
I don't have the natural inclination to make my tongue do that, but I try.
No. I think you won't. It won't even go that far. It'll be the Biden. Who is someone? You'll be like Joe the plumber. Do you remember Joe the plumber?
Right.
Yeah, he was great.
You'll have that level of notoriety.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
As long as like I can take it as a show on the road with puppets.
There you go.
Afterwards,
I see a payday. I see a payday at the end of.
I just need a cash.
I see a book deal. I see a book deal. I came up with the Biden deepfake, and this is my life. Like something, like a tell-all.
Let's just say someone's buying their mom a house. Okay, someone's buying their mom a house.
A year or two, this conspiracy, you're getting a house out of this. Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but
that's. Can I just say that's one of the best Nicki Minaj lyrics of all times. Is she says like,
which one? I'm gonna buy my mom a house.
Yeah, she rhymes. I couldn't buy my mother a couch with I standing at the closing bought my mother a house, and I was like, yeah, good for you.
Good.
You did it.
She did it, and
you gotta buy him a house.
You gotta get him a house, man.
Even if your mom's doing okay, you still gotta buy her house if you make it. That's kind of like the
so she can brag. So she can go to and be like, what did your son get you? So you can say, what did your son get? What did your daughter get you? Whatever. My kids are buying me a house. Like that's a good feeling for a mom. I think it's not bad.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm gonna get my mom a camper van. I'm thinking about getting my mom a camper van.
I'm gonna get my mom like a shelter, an underground shelter, like a tornado shelter.
A bunker.
Hey, that's some good real estate.
Are you thinking like Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska?
No, just under her house where she lives. She has a basement. I'm basically just going to extend the basement a little bit and add lead-lined walls for when the apocalypse hits.
So basically, all you have to do is pack her basement in with a ton of food and be like, hey, it's a bunker now. That's great. Just buy her a bunch of groceries.
She would love it. Yeah, all her books are already down there. It's great.
Yeah,
well, I always tell my mom in like 20 years when we're both a bit older, I'll be introducing myself as, hi, Drew Picklyk, power of attorney. And I think that's that's how your parents should.
My mom took me off of her power of attorney because we got in a fight about Terry Schiavo.
Oh no!
When I was in college, yeah.
Oh no, that bad?
Screaming over the turkey. It was awful.
I have an idea of where you stand with the Terry Schiavo case. Then, if your mom took you off,
my mom took me off. She's like, "You're gonna just unplug me the second you get a chance," and I was like, "That's right." And my sister spit mashed potatoes out laughing. It was good. I mean, we had fun with it.
You had fun, and you're off to power of attorney, and that's it.
She also argued at that same Thanksgiving dinner that colonialism was a good thing, which was dope.
Interesting.
My friend from college came home for Thanksgiving with me and was like an American studies student who's half Pakistani and was like, did your mom just argue pro-colonialism over dinner? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I try. I can't.
Was this in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Was this in New Hampshire?
Yes.
New Hampshire, yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Hey, man, my mom says all kinds of racist shit. Don't be hard on yourself.
Well,
yeah, Amish is currently with his mom in quarantine. What's the craziest thing that she said?
Where is your mom? Where is your quarantine?
My quarantine's in Brampton right now, but I think it's going to open up this weekend to Brampton, Toronto again, because I do have my apartment downtown. But the thing is, my mom, she's a bit of a Republican, so she was like, fuck this quarantine, I'm leaving. And we had to block her in. So I had to come here, block her car in.
He took power of attorney. Amish took power of attorney.
I took power of attorney on her. And she's going to cut me out too probably for that. But she was pissed for like 3-4 days. A bunch of people had to call and like talk her down and be like, okay, you don't go out. Like it's bad for the whole culture. So they took like 3-4 days for her to calm down and admit that it was a bad idea. But glad I did it.
Wow. And Amish,
I've lost my audio.
Oh no.
You can't hear us?
We can hear you.
Okay, well let's.
Oh no.
We can hear you. Can you hear us again or no? I'm taking that as a no.
No, that's a no. Oh,
okay.
No.
Okay.
Well,
we
should
now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We heard you through all of that.
We should wrap though. We should wrap. We usually go about an hour. I think we're hitting it.
Yeah.
Have you had fun though, Kat?
Joe Rogan podcast is like 17 hours long.
It would be if they didn't cut us off. 40 minutes, they cut us off.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, you've talked enough.
Yeah, basically. Zoom.
Do you have anything you want to plug or push while you're on here, Kat? Anything you like to let the world know about?
No. I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
I guess find me on Twitter. I don't know. Do you put like...
Yeah, what's your handles?
My handle is so stupid. It's at McCormick.
McCorm Corp.
Yeah.
That sounds
at
great.
Corp.
I want to invest in that. Go to Twitter. Yeah. Go to Twitter and look up at McCorm Corp, and we'll make sure to include a link to that in the comments.
Yeah, please link it.
Yeah.
Spelling it out is stupid.
McCorm
It's too many C's. Anyway, thanks for having me. It was nice to talk to people.
Thanks. Nice
No, hey, have you been alone? Do you have any roommates?
No. I'm having, I can't complain. I'm having just a lesbian bread eating fiesta over here. It's fine.
Sick.
Yeah.
That sounds great. It sounds like a place where I'm not necessarily welcome, but I would love to go.
Oh no, you would be welcome, but you would have to sit in the yard like 6 feet away from us.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to come over. You want some bread?
I do. I love that bread. I love that. What are you doing? Sourdough?
I miss your show. I miss your stand-up show.
I miss it too, but this is the future of comedy. This and TikTok. So we're trying to get in on the ground floor of.
I mean, this format I like. Doing stand-up on this.
Yeah. No, stand up on a Zoom is insane. Yeah.
But aren't you doing a show on Sunday, Drew? You want to talk about that?
Plug it.
It's not this Sunday. It's Sunday coming up, but we're gonna be interviewing comedians. It's a benefit show for the Canadian Association of Stand-Up Comedians, CASC, and Lalo Brewery, where I run a weekly show on Sundays during normal times. So that'll be not this Sunday, but next week on the 26th, I believe. Yeah. Or no, that's not the 26th. The 25th.
Next Sunday, we'll have a link. We'll do next a link.
Sunday, not this Sunday.
Yeah. We'll get the link.
Amish, you want to shout anything out?
As usual, guys, if you go to budmail.com and use my code AmishFlower, you can get a weed delivered to your house. You'll get a little discount. I'll get a little cut, and you get weed in these quarantine times.
So wait, what do I have to do?
Budmail.com and use the code AmishFlower. All lowercase.
And once again, I'm not affiliated with that promo.
He was not affiliated, but he did get some CBD caps. He did get some CBD caps that were courtesy of, but Did I? I like your evidence and I'd like your proof. I like your evidence and I'd like your proof. It's a good thing I took a picture of it in your mailbox, so that's great. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that.
Okay, well.
Allegedly. We'll say allegedly. But budmail.com. Use the code AmishFlower. People have been buying it, and they're hooking me up, okay? I got free CBD pills. And
well, why aren't they sponsoring the podcast yet?
Oh, they will never sponsor the podcast.
That's the sponsorship. They're sponsoring me.
They are not. Yeah. That's fine. That's more than fine.
Drew does it. Drew's really trying to get into America.
Is budmail.com an illegal enterprise?
Hey, I don't know. I'm not affiliated, despite having an affiliate code. Now, I know affiliate code sounds like I'm affiliated, but it's not my business. It's a third-party business that they just code in there, and if you use it, I'm not associated with any kind of.
Because I just did a Who Is on that, and it turns out that it's owned by the Koch brothers. So
on budmail.com,
it's owned by the Koch brothers. Wow.
I can't tell if this is a conspiracy theory or not, but I'm going to look into it. We're going to find out for the next episode, and that's it.
Deepfake
thank you. This has been
2020.
Let's Come to an Understanding with Cat McCormick, Drew Picklyk, and the QAnon pickup artist. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we will see you next week on the regular episode. Thank you.
Let's come to an understanding. 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 I said, let's come to an understanding. Let's come to an understanding. Let's come to an understanding.